Welcome to Healthscope, Steven.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Have a seat. Welcome to Norwest Hospital.
Thank you.
I'm going to take you on a bit of a tour of the hospital and shoot off some hard-hitting questions for you. So let's start with something easy, shall we? What are you reading?
I'm reading Healthscope's wonderful Health and Wellbeing magazine. It's a great read if you haven't seen it.
And what's your coffee order?
Double cappuccino every morning. Thank you.
Email or face-to-face?
Always face-to-face.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What did you want to be when you were older?
I was born in Parramatta, went to university, worked part-time in the public health system as a wardsman and a casualty clerk, and the health game got into me, so I wanted to stay in healthcare forever, and I have.
And what was your first job?
I was a theatre usher at Gilly Cinemas.
Tell us about your family. How many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids. The eldest one's a medical doctor at Prince of Wales. We have a teacher, we have a childcare worker, and my favourite child who's at home is 16, still at school.
How would your family describe you in 3 words?
They would describe me as loving, crazy, and loud.
What's the last book you read?
Tom Clancy, The Enemy Contact.
What's the last movie you saw?
The Avengers.
Favourite type of music?
Neil Diamond.
Where's your favourite holiday destination?
Port Stephens up in the New South Wales North Coast.
And if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Well, with my half Italian heritage, it'll always be pasta.
What's your favourite AFL team?
Greater Western Sydney.
Favourite NRL team?
The Parramatta Eels.
Have you ever Googled yourself?
I have, because the kids make fun of me and I need to know what they're laughing at.
Great. Now let's go for a bit of a walk around the hospital, shall we?
Okay, let's go.
So, what do you like to do when you're not at work?
I spend time with the family, I walk the dogs, and we go and watch lots of sport.
Who inspires you?
Good people doing good work.
What motivates you?
Making a difference, making our organisations better and making a meaningful contribution to the healthcare system.
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
Don't pretend, be yourself.
What are you passionate about?
I love healthcare. Always loved being in healthcare, and I think because it makes such a difference in people's lives, it does get me out of bed every day.
What kind of patient are you?
Not a good one.
What's your favourite part of the hospital then?
Oh, the operating theatres, the engine of the hospital.
All right, let's go check it out.
Let's go.
So what's your proudest accomplishment?
From a personal perspective, my wonderful family and the closeness around that. From a professional perspective, my most recent job working at IMED Radiology, we turned a broken business into a very significant national and global radiology business. I am very proud of that.
What piece of business advice would you give your younger self?
Yeah, I have an annual family performance review, and that's where I got this from. It said, they said to me, you need to think with the benefit of hindsight, that work-life balance. So if I had my time again, I would probably counsel myself to think about that more than probably what I've done in the last 30 years.
How would you describe your leadership style?
It's open, it's collaborative, it can be firm, it will always be fair, and it is very transparent.
What are you most looking forward to about working at Healthscope?
There are so many good people at Healthscope, and I am really looking forward to us together co-creating our culture and building our strategy.
So Steve, what's your favourite hospital?
Great question. My father-in-law had a cardiac stent put in on Monday, and he had it done at Norwest, and so today this is my favourite hospital. He gave nothing but accolades for the care and the service that was provided.
Should we expect any major changes from you when you start, Steven?
I think from a strategy perspective, you'll see some change. We need to revisit that whole strategy. At head office, we'll think about the organisational structure, a bit of tweaking. But other than that, it's back to good healthcare leadership and building this wonderful culture I mentioned earlier.
And finally, what's next for you?
I'm going to spend, in my first 100 days, visiting each of the hospitals. You'll see me come and meet you. I'll listen, we'll talk. We'll start setting priorities. There's a lot going on at Healthscope at the moment, so we want to reset some of those priorities, and that'll probably take up the first few months.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Steven, and good luck.
Thank you. Great to see you.